Hey there. If you're watching this, it means you're taking a look at my Minecraft world, and this is a world tour. I've been putting together a single-player modded world for a while now, and I've decided that I want to, show off some of it without doing a full-on series, because, if you can't tell already by the gear, I've already gotten quite far in the game. So, to get started, well, this is my house. Got very comfortable living space, all things considered. I've got a little drigme fella that's been hanging out with me ever since I built this place. He named Simon. Simon is pretty cool. I haven't quite delved into Ars Nouveau, so I don't know if I can, turn him into a familiar or not. But he's nice to have around. Uh, I've got a kitchen, for Farmer's Delight stuff. Haven't quite delved into that just yet, but I've got everything I need in here, so that's very nice. I got a bookshelf in here in case I need it. I've got a clock. It's very cool. In the basement, I've got some stuff for immersive engineering. I've got refined storage, some Project E. I've got timeless and classic guns because I'm a gun nerd, but also I just like having guns and stuff. I've also got create in here. Pretty much every major building in my town, actually, or my town, a little area, but at the same time, I've got a cool little bedroom. I've got this room here meant to be like a closet, but haven't quite figured out what I want to do with it yet. I might end up expanding this room outward that way. I don't know. The reason that I'm doing a world tour instead of like a let's play or like a series or something along those lines, I have gotten so far in this world that starting a let's play in the middle of that wouldn't really make any sense. So I'm doing a world tour, and I'll probably be doing these periodically to update people on how stuff's going on in here. But as you can already see, there's a lot of stuff built here that I really want to show off. For starters, the windmill. It's kind of crap, all things considered, but it was the first power source that I built, so it's kind of stuck around for a while. And it was hooked up to this building here, which is it's the center for the refined storage system. Everything in here is going to be just refined storage stuff in general. I've got the controller, the grid, disk drive. The plan here is to have this whole thing be a bunch of disk drives. So hopefully that'll pan out. I'm definitely going to need it eventually because, this first disk is already filled up, and I thought that one disk could be enough to carry everything, but once I started making farms, I realized that that wasn't going to be the case, so hopefully I'll have enough resources to make this work out. Beyond that, in the lower floor I've got all these panels in the wall to connect network transmitters, because obviously I can't hook this up manually. That's going to take thousands of cable. That's not going to be doable even with things like the condenser. There's nothing really on the roof. I was planning on making like a radar dish, but I don't know if I can make one small enough to actually look good. So this is probably just going to be empty for the time being. But on the side, I've got an energy collector that's been converting coal into ethanolous fuel. I've got a tree farm right here. It's working with both birch and oak trees because why not? I guess I could show the other power source that I worked on for quite a while. This one I had a bit more thought put into it than the windmill, but it was also like the main power source for a while, so it's quite important. But basically what this thing is it's a modular, tileable watermill. Now, I wanted to have a watermill that was on the surface, but then I realized that the optimal way to do a watermill isn't really the most visually appealing thing. So I thought, okay, let me industrialize it then. And so we have this. Just an underground... Well, Enderman's been through here, apparently. We have an underground setup of cables going all the way through. The water mills are stored within here. There's what's it called? There's little bits of water in the back here as well, because obviously the optimal setup, you gotta cover it up a little bit. If I was just doing the water source from the actual like river or the lake, then this would be a lot smaller. But because of the way that immersive engineering is, and I guess also create, the way those are, you kind of need to encase it unless you want it to kind of look bad. But you know, I've got two of these here. I've got a few more on another riverside, which I'll show off in a bit. But these are all hooked up to the main power. These were the original power source, and I'll probably keep these hooked up for a long time because I don't really see a point in disassembling it at the moment, because it may be a good backup just in case. There is a village that I used to live in for a while, but I don't really go there much anymore. I used to have a farm here too, but that got taken apart when I put together the greenhouse. I used to actually sleep in this engineer like building here. I don't think, yeah, no one really stays here anymore, so it's not really a big thing. There are still villagers, they just don't hang out here as much. But I've got some rice that don't really do anything with at the moment. Right here, we have Nether portal, which I need to relocate at some point, and then we have it's my mining area for the most part. I mean, I go to other places, but yeah, I mainly go through here, and then I've got my enchantment set up here because I didn't know where else to put it. Probably gonna have to move that eventually. Actually, most definitely, I'm gonna have to move that. But yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what's down here. We also have these warehouses that I've themed after the different mods. So we've got immersive engineering here, which may not look quite like an immersive engineering building, but I think it looks industrial enough, especially with the way I did the roof. And then over there we have a create warehouse. And obviously we got, you know, power lines going all the way throughout this whole place. The immersive engineering base, or warehouse, has quite a bit of stuff, honestly. So we have an automatic... Oh crap. We have an automatic coke oven right here made to make blocks of coal that is then sent through a crusher, which is then sorted and sent all the way around into this industrial squeezer, which then turns it into graphite, hop graphite dust, and then that's converted into ingots and turned into electrodes for the arc furnace, which I have set up here. The crusher also is automatically set up to an RS interface somewhere over there. Automatically it'll drop ore into here and send it through this item router, which, you know, sends it through the arc furnace or into this chest, which is then set up to an importer under here, which is then piped back into the storage system. And then over here, we've got all the excess creosote oil going into this assembler to turn it into treated planks, which I have not set up yet to go into the system, but, you know, it's whatever at the moment. Right next to it, I recently set up another coke oven to produce steel, because steel is something that I've needed for a while now, and I haven't really been up to date on all that. I haven't been keeping up with all that. I need to keep making more steel. So I've been running really low on it for a while, but you know, everything is hooked up back to this storage grid, so it all gets taken to where it needs to. So if I ever need, I mean, I need to pipe a few more things together, like this and the treated planks. But if there's ever a point in which I need these items, they pretty much automatically get taken care of. So that's very nice. And the same can be said for the Create building as well, which is just next door. Oh, wonderful. It's raining. The Create building doesn't have as much in it, mainly because I've been putting off working on that, because I guess the inspiration for making this pack was I wanted to finally learn immersive engineering because it's been in so many mod packs that I've played before, but I always just fell back on create. So I wanted to have the option of both, but I pretty much forced myself to use immersive engineering until I was like done with like the main stuff. And yeah, that eventually happened. But regardless, this building's obviously a lot more empty, but you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. We've got a crusher set up to the refined storage system. It automatically pipes in all the different ores that need to be crushed. I have a chest right here that acts as a buffer for the auto blasting right here. And that, that gets piped back up to here. It has a filter on the back to make sure that only stuff that's supposed to go through can go through. This is hooked up to an electric motor, which is powered by all the stuff that I have shown off before. But beyond that, it also powers this pump setup over here, which then powers this steam engine, which is then hooked up to a ton of gears and alternators to produce lots and lots of power. I don't really know the exact amount this is producing, but it's a lot. It's probably like, I want to say like 1500 FE a tick, because with just 15 of these, it was 1,000, and I've added 6 more since then before it hit the stress capacity. Oh, Enderman. Oh. As I was saying, this whole building is like, it's obviously pretty empty. I've got plans though. I've got a backpack full of just tools, and one of the tools is a clipboard. I can clear that. The big thing that I'm wanting to work on is setting it up so that instead of bulk blasting, it's going to be bulk washing, and then whatever excess stuff I get is going to be, I don't know, I'll figure that out eventually. That's probably going to be another separate world tour. But if we go back here, we actually have another setup of the Watermill. Like I said, this is a very tileable thing. I've got blueprints of every part of this beyond like the actual like building on top. I'll need to make a schematic for that, but there's quite a bit in here. It's quite a lot of power that it produces. If I had to guesstimate, because each of these connectors is sending in about 81 FE a tick. So if I had to make a guess on just how much power is being produced by this alone, it's probably somewhere in like about 1,000 FE a tick. I don't think that's correct though. It might be closer to like 700 or 800. But then we have a greenhouse, which at the moment doesn't have anything. It did have create mechanical harvesters in here, but then I found out that mechanical harvesters are one of the laggiest blocks in the entire mod, so I tore it all apart, and I'm going to be replacing it with the garden cloche, I think they're called. Yeah, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but whatever. At the same time, though, this is also powering an egg farm on the back side of the building, which you can see here. Let me go around and showcase that. So as you can see here, we've got a couple of chickens with some fans hooked up to hoppers. Strange. I don't think I've seen this happen, but whatever. It mostly is able to collect everything. I haven't really had too much issue with it collecting eggs. Only when they're like in here do they really have issue, but for the most part it isn't really an issue at all. I mean, it produces enough for me to not really care about losing that one little bit of it. I guess one thing that's incredibly funny to me, at least, is that, maybe not funny, that's not the right word, interesting, I guess is the word. So we have the village over here, and in the Nether, in the exact same location as a Nether fortress. So if I go through the portal here and I face the village, immediately you can see that there is a fortress right here, which I think is just an incredible coincidence, if anything. Oh, there goes that blaze. But, yeah. Not really much to say in the Nether. I haven't really explored it a lot, mainly because I only really need the fortress and netherite. But yeah, that's the world so far. I have plans for other stuff, obviously, because I did mention that there's going to be mine colonies in this. That's something I've wanted to delve into for a bit now, but I figured if I started it without having any of this stuff built, I knew I wasn't going to get any of it done at all. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun thing to do from time to time. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I've got some more videos that are going to be coming out pretty soon. It'll be done when it's done. Hopefully I'll be able to make more of these, because I have been really enjoying this, like a lot. So hopefully I'll be able to post updates on this in the future. Hopefully people enjoy that. I enjoy it. I hope other people enjoy it. If you guys want to see the schematics, you know, leave a comment, something like that, just to let me know, like, what all you guys want to see from this world, because I do think that there is some interesting stuff that I haven't quite shown yet. But you know, it'll happen eventually. I'll get to show off most of this in due time. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.